Who would have thought there's so much to love about Gulfport, Mississippi? We're giving you an inside look at Gulfport Luxury RV Resort. It's small, but thoughtfully designed with upscale touches like a lazy river and a swim-up bar. Plus, we're venturing out to two charming towns that are very family friendly. And don't miss out on the local butcher shop with specialty cuts perfect for grilling at your RV, and the one southern fried chicken dinner that just might be the best I've ever had. This is probably one of the first RV resorts that I would say maybe you don't want to book by the water. Actually, this town may be one of the most underrated beach towns that we've been to in quite a while. We didn't think there was going to be a whole lot to do here, but let me tell you guys, there's a lot going on in Gulfport, Mississippi. And May be the perfect time to do it.
This place is roughly 2 years old, and this is the nicest resort on the Gulf in Mississippi. We are at Gulfport, Mississippi. We're at the Gulfport Luxury RV Resort, centrally located right here in Gulfport. It's an easy drive in. It's about 3.5 miles off I-10. So even if you're just passing through, this would be a great overnight, I think.
For sure. And why would people want to come here? Well, a couple reasons. According to us, part-time, RVing, vacationing, loving, take your hotel on wheels, family, that is number one reason. We feel like this, after being here only 48 hours, never been to Mississippi before, we feel like we've decided this is a great place to bring your family. We had no idea that there was as much going on here as there is. So we're pleasantly surprised. And I would totally book this for a spring break or, you know, a place to vacation to. Okay, so as you guys know, we try to keep things in order. So the rundown of the video is we're gonna do Jarrett's world famous bike tour, of course, so you can see the RV resort. Then we're going to tell you about our favorite sites, because we do have a few, although all of them are nice. Our likes and dislikes, things to do, and you have a little golden nugget, I believe.
The golden nugget, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you because, just so you don't click off, I made error installing my soft start. I figured it out because, well, we used our ACs for the first time in Mississippi and they weren't working correctly, so I went back through my instructions and my notes. It wasn't a big deal. I just had to fix it. So stick around to the end of that video if you're curious about what I messed up to watch me straighten it out.
Okay, roll the bike tour.
Good morning, guys. Welcome to another edition of Jarrett's world famous bike tour, aka Idiot with a Hat Cam. We are in Gulfport, Mississippi, and we are pulling into the Gulfport Luxury RV Resort right there on the sign. So they will give you your site number and stuff when you check in, and the sign actually up here says just go straight to your site, but they will give you your stuff when you get into. So real nice campground, not a real big campground. I think there's about 100 sites in here, 101 to 202, so I don't know if that's actually that many, but it's probably about right. All these sites have nice big concrete pads or some pull-throughs. We'll buzz around the campground here in a second. To my left, when you come in, there's the pool and the lazy river, and they got a swim up bar and restaurant and whatnot there. Kind of come in and get an idea of these sites. Everything's back in. They do have some blindside back ends. You guys know how I feel about that. And then they do have a couple of smaller cabins here on your left when you come in too as well. But all these sites here are away from that road up here. Like, it's Sunday, people are checking out. But all these these sites here aren't bad because you're away from the road. They're not as pretty. You got this little drainage thing going on there. That's kind of neat. They put that in from the Hurricane Katrina. They said they did a lot of work in here to make sure that the drainage plan was good. This would be a shorter bike tour because this is not a very big campground. So I'm looking around here a little bit. So a lot of these sites, like I say, all these sites are about the same. There's some different links. Happy Mother's Day, Valerie.
Mother's Day to all.
She threw her piece up sounding like, good night, Gulfport. Looks like all the middle sites are blindside back ends the way they got them set up. I'm just kind of noticing that. We're in this row here, which is really nice because it's the Gulfport, Mississippi. It's the Mississippi Sound right across here. So it's not the Gulf, but there is a nice beach over, nice walking beach. We were told by some local folks, probably don't want to swim in that water, but I don't know. We'll go check it out. Don't know that I'm gonna go swimming. We'll go check it out. We got a nice pool here. But these sites are really nice because you got the beach here. This road is busy, But also what's cool is these sites here, how your campsite faces out. That's kind of neat to see. And then we'll circle back around and I'll show you the inside sites here in a minute. But I really like these sites, 128. These are probably my favorite, to be honest. Just because of the way they lay in here and you get that as your view. But there's only like 3 or 4 of those sites, so they're probably kind of hard to book. And they have these little cabanas or pavilions with swings. That's neat for the campground. And they got beaches and pavilions and stuff out there. We're gonna go get over there sometime today and look around. Might go for a sunset bike ride. It's nice. These sites all the outside sites are right side behind. Driver side back ends. I don't know. Is it right side? Right side, wrong side? And then I'm gonna spin around here and show you these inside sites here real quick. They do have pickleball, basketball, kind of all in one over there. It's one way to make the most of your space. Camp store is nice. It's actually a really nice camp store. It's Sunday, so we got a lot of people leaving. Here are your middle sites. Now these are all pull through on my right. Will be your right as well. On the left, you got all kind of these back ends. These middle sites are kind of tight, a little narrow. They got all the hookups. Have not tried the Wi-Fi here. I'm a little curious. I'll check that out, but it may not be a fair trial because it's well, not a whole lot of people here. Comes Valerie. I need one of them dingers. Ding, ding, ding. Need a bell. Tell you to get out of the way. Still going.
Famous Jarrett.
These middle sites, which is across the street from the beach, they seem to be a little bigger. And then there's a couple of buddy sites in here. 192 is a nice site. This here, 189. And these is a buddy site here. And 187, 188, and that makes probably 186. They're buddy sites. Those are nice. And then we'll buzz up here. There's one other buddy site up here. There's Travis's and Barbara's rig from Louisiana. Nice guys. Subscribers, I think. They knew who we were. Nice to meet y'all.
Okay, so our favorite site. All of these sites are great. All concrete, some pull through, some back in, as you saw. But we'll just go ahead and tell you now what probably is our only dislike about this RV resort, because it pertains to our favorite sites, is the traffic by the waterfront sites. We didn't really know this is Highway 90 over here. As you're booking it online, guys, you can clearly see on the map that the waterfront sites are near a road. And you know, you're like, oh, okay, it's just a little bit of drive-through traffic, but you can still see the water. Well, that's absolutely true. You can see the water and it's gorgeous to look at. But that traffic is pretty much all day.
It's like good and bad because you're right here next to the main road so you can get around. But like rush hour traffic here, 6 a.m., 5 to 6 p.m. is a thing.
Yeah, you don't realize, you think you're gonna get to sleep in the quiet, but the traffic does start around 6 or 6:30 and it's loud. So even though the sites by the water get the traffic noise, you know, and we might suggest some sites over on the other side of the campground near this fence line where we're actually sitting, even sites over here by the fence line, there's a big train that comes through nearby and everyone at the campground can hear that. So there is like car traffic, there's train traffic. Tell them what other kind of sky traffic there is.
Oh, it's they got the sound of freedom going on here. So normally, and we've been here a couple of days, and it's about 7:30, 8 o'clock. You'll have there's a Air National Guard training station like right over there, and the fighter jets take off. And I actually kind of think it's cool, but you know, they roll out about 7:30, and they shake the camper when they take off.
Yeah, and it is cool to watch, but gosh, it's loud and it'll get your attention. And then that being said, even if you're not on the water and you don't want to deal with the traffic noise, we did notice that on the other side of the campground near the pool and the fence line, at night, there's some kind of chirping critter around here. And I don't know if it's like a bird or a frog. And maybe if you're local and you know what it is, it's like a chirping. It almost sounds like someone's alarm a little bit. So what we're saying is book any of the sites because they're all going to have a little bit of noise to them, but they're all super fantastic and all very, very pretty.
So our favorite site, we really like 128, 129, and 130. They're over kind of by the water. Those are good sites, have a little bit bigger yards. The reason those have bigger yards is they're kind of pull-throughs, and your campsite faces the road, but also faces the Mississippi Sound. Over there they have little pavilions with swings. That's for the whole campground, but if it's in your site, that really makes it easy to use too.
Oh yeah, super nice area. And it is right up against the traffic, but you also get the lovely views. So love those loop-de-loop sites. Definitely would book those. One of my favorite sites is 192. It's over here on the back side, back loop. And what I liked about it is just it has a little bit of a bigger yard, you know, on the campsite. And then if you have a back window, it kind of opens up to all that greenery in the middle. So it's somewhat of like a little bit of a private view and a nice scenic view. And then 196 is good too. That those like 190 numbers across the street from us, they kind of, the front of your camper would face the water. And I feel like those have bigger yards too.
And if you look at these, there's a little bit of a crown by the road. So those sites set, even though they're like literally like right across the street from where we're camping, it sets down the hill a little better. So that could, don't hold me to this, quite possibly help with some of the street traffic being kind of over the hill a little bit as well.
If you're looking at the map, these back up to the fence line over there next to the pool. We're currently sitting in one. I think we're in 111 or 112. So anything from like 105 to 112, this is where there's a little more tree coverage. We're back off the road. You can actually do your YouTube video over here. And it's quite nice. Like this little grass area is a little bit larger as well in some of them. If we were to stay here again though, what side would you book on?
I would probably try to get up here next to the fence or up by the pool somewhere. That would be my thing. You know, it'd be a little quieter. I think really anything on the 190 loop, maybe over there, like she said, with the bigger yards would be nice. But I personally think I would rather stay a little further away from the road. Just because I mean, from where we're sitting, from where our campsite is, it's sound-wise, it's quite a bit different.
I would say though, if you have little kids and you're walking over to the pool area and all the things to do a lot, maybe book closer to the pool because that whole green space in the middle is not walkable.
No.
They should put a little bridge over that.
It'd be cool to have a boardwalk or something.
Yeah, a little boardwalk. But maybe we want to get our steps into. Like we said, it's not that big of a campground. It's not that bad of a walk. But if you want to just run your little kids over, then maybe book closer to the pool. Okay, likes and dislikes.
So let's go with our likes. So it's just a nice, clean, well-landscaped campground. So, you know, it's one of the places where they blow off the sites. The guy with the blower, the young man, actually blew off our site because I forgot my blower. And here comes a jet. 2 of them. 2 F-22s.
It's Maverick and Goose.
Now Goose is dead. It's Maverick and Brewster.
So mean. Oh, he's the new guy?
Yeah.
Was that Goose's son?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like the way the campground is laid out, and I like how clean it is. Also, they have a really nice camp store. It has really about anything that you would need for like to get you through the night. I mean, it's not like you're going to go in there and get
Grocery shop.
Right.
They have drinks.
They have the Lego blocks to stack up. They have RV accessories. They have shirts, sweatshirts, you know. And then you go right past it. There's a laundry room.
Here comes some more.
Oh, they're up there. So the Air Force is busy this morning. They have a laundry room, and then you go around the corner of the building, and this is all by the pool, but you can go around the corner, there's a workout room, and then they have like an arcade, which arcade is a little much. It's more like
It's a game room.
a game room, which is like ping pong and the shuffleboard thing.
It's great.
It is good, and it has a TV in there. And then right past it is the kitchen, or the grill here for the campground.
It's called the Coastal Cafe, and it's pool food. And it's great that they have it because you all know we love our food on site. So it's totally great if you want pizza, fries, little maybe sandwiches or wraps.
Popcorn, shrimp, things like that.
Yes, but it's not like, you know, there's a Michelin star chef back there.
No, no, it's all freezer food.
It's freezer food. We had the boudin balls. They were good, but you could tell they came from Costco or something. So.
Well, they have a bar at the pool too. So if you drink enough at the bar, then it's probably like Michelin star food.
Yeah, it's like, oh my God, this pizza is so good.
It's the best pizza I've ever had. So.
No, we appreciate the Coastal Cafe. Like, we're so glad it's there and love the convenience of that. So there is a cafe on site.
That's really cool. There they are again.
Oh, wow, guys. This is going to be too late to capture it. No way. There's no way. The pool. The pool is beautiful. It is so well laid out. There's a little area in the pool for everyone. So you've got the little walk-in beach area with the little splashy pad for the little ones. Moms and dads can sit right along the edge. Then you've got a little bit of a deeper end.
If you need to pee from all the drinking you've done.
No. He's so wrong. I'm so sorry. There is a little lazy river. You can go down the stairs and get you a tube. Lazy float around the circle all day. And as you say, there's a little bit of a push from the water. As you know, it kind of carries you around a little bit. And it kind of can also push you right into the swim up bar. So if you're not careful, you can find yourself at the swim up bar getting a $12 daiquiri.
You're like, by God.
Which is probably one of my dislikes, is that the daiquiris are like $12 or $14 or something like that. I think it was like $11 to $14, which is high. And you all know that I say this at RV resorts, well, any resort, they charge you way too much for, you know, an ounce of rum, which is not fair and not fun and not cool. But, you know, it is what it is. We get it. At least there's a swim-up bar. Oh, and the bar on the back of the pool with all the TVs, like, that's just a really nice area to sit. And it just kind of overlooks the whole thing.
Yeah, and it's cool too. The swim-up bar also has the TV, so if you're sitting in the pool, have the games on. There's not a whole lot of sports this time of year, but you know, both sides. So if you want to watch the game in dry trunks, you can sit on one side. And if you want to watch them with wet trunks,
You can sit on the other side.
sit on the other side.
They have lots of chairs here. So it is not BYOC. You don't have to bring your own. Well, you might if it's the 4th of July and they're all booked and taken. They're rentable cabanas. The cabanas are beautiful, especially at night. They're all lit up. It's so gorgeous. And they're like, we did ask, they're somewhere between $50 and $100 depending on what day you book it. Maybe a weekday or a weekend, summer season, off season, that kind of thing. So check with the campground if you want to book one of those, but it is for the day. I don't know why we would book one. And if you're bringing your whole family, I think they're awesome. Great place to stay in the shade.
Well, I think this time of year it's probably like not needed, but I think if you were back here in like June or July or August when it's like a bajillion degrees, you would probably want to have one of those cabanas to get out of the sun.
Yeah, I just love that they're there. They just make the place feel, gives it the luxury feel that you're after. And then there's a really nice fire pit area, a little gas fireplace to sit by, right next to the hot tub, which was totally booked every time we tried to film it. But I did go last night and get some nice photos of that. Also, they have that beachy cornhole area. Love that.
They got horseshoes over there too.
You can play in the sand and drag all the sand you want into your camper. So the place is gorgeous and it has all the things. And the best thing I like about it, or last like, is location.
Yeah.
The location topic is going to move us into the things to do. It's right in the center of two really fun areas. One to the east called Ocean Springs and one to the west, both 20 minutes away-ish, called Bay St. Louis. So I love the location of this RV resort. So let's get into the things to do.
Okay, so in your things to do when you come into Gulfport, just going to go ahead and prep you for this. It is very different than the Alabama or Florida Panhandle coast. The coast here is not even really the coast. The coast is further off from where we're at. So the water that we're looking at over here is the Mississippi Sound, which is essentially like the Mississippi River, and it's where some of the salt water comes together. So it's very brackish, which is kind of like that blackish, brownish color. Varying opinions there. I have asked 3 or 4 people, would you swim in this water? And I have gotten very different answers. So if you're actually from here, comment, or if you've been here and you know this area better than we do, because I don't claim to know this area very well, give us a comment if this water's swimmable, the sound is swimmable. That being said, is like because you're not on like the green, blue, white, sandy beaches like you are in the coast, it's very quiet here and it's very kind of deceiving as far as like when you pull in, you look around like, okay, well, what's there to do here? So just so you know, like if you want lots of traffic and lots of people, go to the Alabama or go to the Florida coast.
PCB, Destin,
Gulf Shores, Orange Beach, do that. If you like it a lot less traffic and a lot more laid back, and I think probably a little friendlier people, probably because it's a lot more laid back and less traffic, then I would say come to Gulfport.
Oh, it's great. And you still get the views of the water. So even if you're not going to be like literally out playing in it, which there were some people playing in it.
Yeah.
Just not very many. It's not like going to Clearwater Beach where it's packed full of tents and all you can see is the tops of the blue tents and no beach.
Right.
But yeah, the water's a little bit browner and it's like a port. It feels more like a port.
If you just want to go like sit out in the sun and bake and you don't want to swim, this is a great place to do it. And if you just want that beach feel, but if you don't want the beach water, and they do say that you can go off the coast 11 miles and get out to the barrier islands and the water is much clearer.
So our neighbor next to us, his name was PJ. We met some great people while we were here, and let's let PJ just tell you real quick about what the Gulfport area is like. Okay, everybody, this is PJ. PJ, where are you from?
I'm from Picayune, Mississippi.
Okay, is that close to here?
An hour.
Okay, tell me what you're saying about coming down here if you want to spend a little vacation time.
Yeah, so you have the casinos. We went to a Zephyrs baseball. No, was it Shuckers? A Shuckers baseball game last night. That was pretty cool. It looks like the Gulf Coast is changing more of a tourist like beach attraction. You're getting a lot of condos here. A lot of good restaurants to go eat at, so
Yeah.
it's starting to look good.
Oh, that's awesome. You said something about since Hurricane Katrina, did this place get wiped out during that
yes.
time? Okay, I imagine, because it was
Absolutely.
so close to New Orleans.
Yeah, so before Hurricane Katrina, it was like a lot of, all the casinos were actually boats.
Okay.
And now they let them go on land now, so.
Okay.
But yeah, before Katrina, I think it was more of a casino attraction, and it looks like they're trying to get away from that and go more towards a vacation type beach style.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome. It's a beautiful day. It seems like a great place to come for a
Yes.
few days.
It's
So
awesome.
you were telling me a little bit about the water here. How is it different than the rest of the Gulf?
It's just brown. It looks dirty, but it's really not.
But still just as pretty and nice?
It is, yes.
Well, maybe not blue pretty, but
Not blue pretty,
nice to enjoy.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Oh, that's good.
Well, I've been camping since I was a kid, but with my family since they were infants, and now we're traveling in a Tiffin Class A motorhome, which is a pretty awesome experience.
Nice, yeah.
Yes.
We used to have a motor coach too, so
Yes.
it is really nice to be on the road.
We make some pretty cool memories in there.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. It was so nice to
Absolutely.
meet you.
You too.
PJ was cool. Thank you so much for telling us a little bit more about the area. I think he was one that said that he would totally swim here. We also met some really great people here, guys. I love it when you guys approach us and tell us you watch the channel. Thank you so much. It was so cool. We just walked into the pool for the first time and met Travis, Barbara, and Mitch. Really cool people. They parked their camper over here, and we got to meet them for about 15 minutes, and then they left for the weekend.
Yeah.
But so nice to meet you all. Thank you for saying hi.
So I met a great family from Laurel, Mississippi, and I met their daughters. Well, I missed one of them, but Layla and Lila, I met one of those two. I'm not sure which one of them. I met their dads. But I will say, for the one of you that I didn't meet, I gave your dad stickers for you. And if you didn't get them,
It's his fault.
it is 100% his fault. So I'm just throwing it out there. No pressure, Dad. But hey. But it's really cool to meet you guys who watch our channel, and it's just, we appreciate it, and it makes us feel like y'all like what we do when we get feedback from you guys. And so thank you for saying hey. And
We also met some friends that haven't watched the channel. Great people. Tamara and Jeff from Canada. Super nice people. If you guys are watching, hi, thank you so much for stopping and chatting with us. I can't wait to connect with more RVers. That's what this is about. So much fun.
100%.
The first cool thing to do, the aquarium.
So this aquarium, it's for the size of what we perceive to be Gulfport, because I don't even know how big a Gulfport is, but from what we've seen, it's a decent sized aquarium. So they've got alligators, and they got dolphins, and we kind of hung out at the dolphin tank for a little bit. And you go into their aquatic center, and they have like fish that are like for here, like in this area, and then they have like, you go upstairs and they have like the little touchy stingray that splash water all over you, and then you walk away, and it has a big aquarium, and it has the tunnel, which is always kind of neat to walk through the tunnel of the aquarium where the fish swim over you and around you.
So nice and clean. The outdoor design of the place is beautiful. There is free parking across the street, and as you can see, there's like a little walkway to get over across the highway. And you can also bike there. It's really not that far from the RV resort if you want to. There was a bikeway, and there's like bike racks nearby, so you could bike over if you wanted to. But it's about $35 a person for adults, which is a little high, but that's what's expected for the aquarium.
I would think too, like if you're here in the summer and you just want it out of the heat, that would be a fantastic place to go.
Pro tip, we were told, if you want to avoid the school field trip crowd, come on a weekday after 11:30 a.m. So I guess the kiddies come in the mornings, but they're out of there by lunchtime, so That's just for you to know if you want to avoid the school kids, but they're fun to be around. The little kids love the aquarium. It was kind of cool to see them watch the dolphins and get excited. Okay, so number 2, Ocean Springs. Ocean Springs is a cool little town 20 minutes from here. You got to hop over through Biloxi and over the Biloxi Bay. You know, you can get distracted and go to the casinos if you want in Biloxi. Really nice casinos. The Hard Rock Casino is there. But if you want to go to a cute, quaint, charming little town with lots of shopping, Ocean Springs is where it's at. I recommend going to downtownoceansprings.com. That website really shows a lot about what's going on down there. There's tons of boutiques, really nice boutiques, restaurants, bars, coffee shops, ice cream shop, and everything's just so like artistic and beautiful. There's one bar back there called Neon Moon. We didn't get to go because it was closed the day we were there. But the atmosphere is so nice. It reminded you of...
A lot of like Fairhope, Alabama. I think it was probably a little more condensed than Fairhope because like Ocean Springs, everything is right there. So I mean, it's very walkable. Find you a parking spot, and they have free parking around, so which is nice. And I was able to find dually sized parking, which is also nice. It's hard to do.
Okay, and so I'm going to tell you the best thing we did while we were here in the last 48 hours is in Ocean Springs. And we ate at a place called Lady May. And this place, this is the thing to do. Like, seriously, if you're coming to Gulfport, I would spend the extra 20 minutes, go down to Ocean Springs and hit up Lady May for lunch or dinner whenever they're open. They have brunch stuff. But this place is so cute. Look it up online. It's kind of inspired by two grandmas, I believe. You have to read the story on their website. But it is so cozy and charming and like, it just feels like family in there. The food feels like family. The atmosphere is kind of charming little beach town, but also like down home cooking too.
Oh yeah, very much so.
They serve everything on these beautiful little unique, every plate is like different, you know, with the little roses around them. They almost look like grandma's china.
Yeah.
I love that. And then everything on the menu looks fantastic. I want to say it's all so good, but I didn't get to try all of it, of course. The thing I ordered was, whoever's grandma inspired this chicken dish knocked it out of the park because it was probably the best fried chicken I've had. I want to say ever, but in a long, long time. Now, I don't eat a whole lot of fried chicken, but when I eat fried chicken, it's good fried chicken.
You said ever.
It hit the spot. So maybe I was just super extra hungry when we ate there. But it came with baked macaroni and cheese, but their macaroni is made with the long macaroni. It is like a spaghetti noodle, but it has a hole in it. So it's like a longer macaroni noodle. But you could tell it had like mozzarella and cheddar. Totally homemade. Everything was made from scratch there. The biscuits were delicious, the honey butter, and then for dessert, they have homemade vanilla ice cream and they drizzle it with honey. Guys, this place is flipping amazing. If you like from scratch, farm to table cooking, that kind of stuff, like this is where it's at. Like grandma's kitchen, probably better than Paula Deen's fried chicken. I said it.
So another thing to do is drive 20 minutes the other way and head west toward New Orleans or Slidell and stop at Bay St. Louis. Bay St. Louis is a lot like Ocean Springs, but it's a little more spread out. So when you go in the Ocean Springs, everything's like right downtown, and the downtown kind of packed in. It's more of like a downtown feel. And then you go to Bay St. Louis, and then it's more kind of like it's on a marina. It's a little more beachy, spread out. Kind of just a little, it's very similar, but very different, if that makes any sense.
It's a little more like water views. You're like on the bay. Yeah. And a little more maybe nightlife-ish.
Probably, because I mean, we were there on Mother's Day. We went to Bay St. Louis on Mother's Day, and you know, they had a lot of bars, and then they have like the ocean view, and then they had like live music that you hear in the street, and a couple of like different bands playing. So that was cool. So I mean, it's probably maybe a little more nightlife. I don't know, maybe not. I'm not sure.
Yeah, because Ocean Springs had a lot of nightlife stuff too there too. So
yeah.
very, very similar, but both worth visiting. Like boutiques in Bay St. Louis as well, and even stores for men. You found some stuff, like some pocket knives and stuff.
I almost bought me a new knife, but I didn't. I refrained.
Yeah, and then they have like just cute little like unique mom and pop places, like this little popsicle place we stopped at. And I got a little blueberry bourbon popsicle. It hit the spot. It was amazing. And all the people that worked there were totally friendly.
That girl was funny. She's like, I'm gonna go fast, and boy, did she go fast.
She did. She explained all the popsicles and then rock, paper, scissored you for something.
Yeah, I couldn't decide between the mango and the pineapple.
I'm gonna be mango, you're gonna be pineapple. And it's on shoot. Alright, rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Alright, so you gotta get pineapple.
So tell them what else was really special about Bay St. Louis. Something totally worth visiting.
Yeah, there was up on by the harbor, and I don't know what that street is, but it's up by the marina. I'm sorry. There's a tree up there. It's called the Angel Tree, and I read that story, and it kind of makes you realize like what these people went through here through Katrina. But this oak tree was going to get torn down back in like the early 1900s or late 1800s, and the lady who had a house across the street from it went out and was like, "Hey, don't tear that tree down. It's going to grow into something awesome, get really big." And it did, and her house ended up becoming the inn, like the Old Bay Inn of St. Louis or something of that nature. I got destroyed by Katrina, and while Katrina was going on, there were 7 people in this house, and 4 of the 7 were able to swim out to that tree or get out to that tree, and they rode Hurricane Katrina out in that tree.
Like hung on to the tree.
Yeah, like I said, only 4 of them made it. And
it's an incredible, touching story that we had no idea. You walk up to this beautiful tree, and it's just kind of small, actually, but it's carved out so nicely. And like when you read the story, it was like really touching. Like, oh my gosh, because it was one of the worst storms in U.S. history.
Like, it kind of made me start thinking about it when we were driving around. Like, everything along the coast is pretty much brand new.
Yeah, everything down here is gorgeous. Very pretty real estate. Everything looks newly built. There's a lot of new construction still going on. But just like modern looking, well, they're modern, but they also look very southern and charming.
Kind of like that
coastal homes.
like that low country feel that you would see maybe in South Carolina.
Yeah, it just was really touching. And as you're driving around thinking, wow, like if you've never been here before, it really did kind of take us back to what Katrina was for the entire country. And if you've never been here before, it kind of, you feel it even 20 years later.
Yeah, I mean,
it's wow.
I think when we live in different parts of the country and you see this stuff on TV and stuff, you feel like, oh man, that really sucks for them. And then you kind of get here and you like look around, like say 20 years later, you can still see like the aftermath of Katrina.
Yeah, I think it would be in a similar way, like when you go to New York and you visit an area like Ground Zero.
Yeah, 100%.
It's like just part of U.S. history. And so we just really respect that about this area. And it was very touching.
Humbling would maybe be.
Yeah.
So we met a guy locally, we'll get to him in a second, but Mr. Johnny told us that to go to the Barrier Island. So we didn't get to go because we're here kind of early in the spring, and the ferry runs basically Wednesday through Sunday. And we could have went Sunday, but we didn't know about it. And
And it was Mother's Day.
Yeah, and today's Tuesday, so we didn't get to go out there. But everybody says take the ferry from the port up here to the Barrier Island. It takes you out to Ship Island. I think Fort Massachusetts is out there. But they say it is absolutely gorgeous. It takes you back to kind of what you would expect the Florida coast beaches to be like, the Florida Alabama beaches. And I would come back probably just to do that. But if you've done that and it's as pretty as they say it is, let us know. I'm curious. That would be my number 4 to come back to.
We didn't get to do this, but we're telling you maybe it's a thing to come do, because we were told that the water changes from the brown to the crystal blue.
Right.
And so comment below if you've done this, if it's worth us coming back to do this for. We would totally come back just to do that thing, because it sounded amazing. Number 5, when all else fails, there is a mall right down the street. There's Dillard's, there's a cinema. You can go take your teen to a movie. So if it's raining or you've got a crab apple teen in the mix that's just not happy, you can take them shopping down at the mall.
Or you could just if you'd be a great parent and take your teen to the casino.
And win them $100,000. Okay, places to eat. We'll make this quick, but they're notable because, again, you RVers love when there is a fresh, like local marketplace where you can go get fresh local beef and seafood and take it back to your RV. And there is one here. It's right around the corner from the RV resort, and it's called Johnny Pismo's Marketplace. Johnny is cool. We met him. All their beef is like sourced from just a few states away. They know where it all comes from. And then I believe their seafood is local.
So it's cool because, like I say, like Valerie said, you know, they buy beef from a farm in Kansas and beef from a farm in Georgia, and basically they were like, the guys behind the counters, like, I can tell you where this cow came from.
Yeah, and I mean, it was so great. We got fillets. We took home some fillets and grilled them over here, but also in their freezer cases, guys, it's so easy for RVers. I love this. Like, this is one of my favorite things, is you can go in and get like pre-made stuff. So we got like a packet of, they got like bags of vegetables. These are ready to go potatoes. You just heat them up. Gold and red skin potatoes. And then we got, look at this bag of sweet potato wedges. Sweet potatoes are good for you. Like, they have all the good for you stuff. They had sweet potato fries. They had sweet potato cubes. And I'm like, okay, we're stocking up. And we got this Argentine red shrimp, which I think we'll try to have tomorrow. Salmon. I got some Grit Girl grits. I'm gonna try to make these at home later. We got crab stuffed mushrooms. We got 4 really good filet mignons we're having tonight. Twice baked potatoes. We just throw these in the oven, heat them up, ready to go with our steaks. Dinner's done. This is the stuff that needs to be right next door to RV resorts. Markets like this with good quality meat, seafood, you know, vegetables, things that are good for you. This is the stuff I love. And I know you guys love it too, because you said you booked Hilton Head in South Carolina and got to try Nantucket's, because Nantucket's was the same deal. The last place we're gonna mention to eat, if you do wanna go out to eat, is the Chimneys. It's right down the street, maybe a 5-minute drive, not even. And this place is so charming. Mom and Pop, we had Mother's Day brunch there, which, thank you, by the way.
You're welcome.
I did book a reservation, so I booked this way in advance, months ago. But the food is fantastic. They did have a special menu that day, so I don't really know what their normal menu is like, but there's like filet and ribeye and fish and grouper and salmon and, you know, chicken dishes, roasted vegetables, and all the good things. I had a free mimosa for Mother's Day, which is great, with a quiche. So very simple, and don't judge the quality of the food by the looks of the burnt quiche. I feel like the quiche was a little bit burnt, but I'm not knocking it because it was delicious. And it's easy to burn quiche on the top. So I'll just say that, but like the crust and it was all very flavorful.
Hands down was great, and I really just enjoyed that. So
yeah, for me it was the atmosphere, because you can sit out on the, you know, the covered patio and overlook the water. So love that too. Great place to go.
100% recommended if you're in the area.
That's it, guys. Golden Nugget coming up, but I want to say that I would totally come back to Gulfport. I hope this video was helpful. Like and subscribe, please comment. Let us know if you've been here or want to come here. And thank you to Gulfport RV Resort. They don't know we were here, but we loved it, and thank you for having us.
And we'll be back.
But anyway, guys, thank you for your time. Hope everyone's having a great day. Make sure you subscribe. I gave stickers away to non-subscribers, and I will not do that again. So if you want stickers when you see me, you better subscribe. You got to buy my love.
See you on our next adventure.
See you guys.
Golden Nugget.
All right, guys. So I made an error the other day. I want to tell you. So when I said you unplug these yellow wires and that red wire from the unit, you let the one hang out, that's not correct. Just make sure when you put these on that both yellow wires go on the same side of the capacitor, and both red wires go on the same side of the capacitor. So the one red wire runs to the soft start. The other red wire runs into this 9-pin. This 9-pin down here. So they need to both be on the same side of that capacitor. If you don't do that, your fan will run, but your compressor won't kick on. So just make sure you have those hooked up just like that. Sorry about that, guys.